Hey guys, this is Proto 14 here, and I've been having a lot of questions lately about what are these new updates for the SLG, and basically how do they affect the marker itself. So here I got my bag of updates, minus the screws and the right seat. But basically, I'll start off with the bumper. Now, orange back bumper is what was in it before. Now this basically helps stop the bolt when it was in its forward cycle, and then basically softened it on the way back. As you can see, the new green one is a little bit smaller. It's also a little bit thicker. So not only is it smaller and thicker, but it's also a lot harder. After about 4 or 5 cases, you'll start to see this thing getting shredded up. See how even now this has only had like 1 case to it. It's starting to get shredded and coming off. This thing is basically anti-wear. It does not like to wear down. I've got about 14 cases on it right now, and I'll show you it. Pull the bolt out, and I'll show you. There's absolutely no wear whatsoever on that bolt. No wear whatsoever. It's very easy to install. There's a little lip, or a little kind of like a lip on the bolt, and you just slide this right onto it. So it's basically like replacing an O-ring. Just throw it right on back over. So that's easy. That's upgrade number 1. Let's just take all this out here. Upgrade number 2 is the orange detents. Okay. Here's a detent from before, and I've only shot probably 50 cases with this gun. So this detent's probably seen 10 or 11 cases, and you can start to see there is balding. I'll put it on this. There is balding starting to happen on that, whereas these ones do not bald. I've taken the detents out. I just replaced them. For those of you who don't know, these are new. These are the new detents right here. These are the old detents, and I just did it for show purposes. Doesn't really matter. But as you see, no balding whatsoever. It's made of a harder material, where these are kind of soft. This is very, very thick material, and it does not at all wear down. So I took them out to show you for show purposes, but definitely really great detents. Do not wear. Call up Dye. They'll hook you up these for free if you have your warranty. So yep, just a quick little show on the updates. Now I'll show you what they do. Okay, well, obviously on the detents, it's to prevent wearing. And for those of you who don't know what detents are, they're, in this case, they're dual bearing detents, which means they're like a bearing with a flat surface, and they pop out, and they're spring-loaded. When the ball goes, it pushes them out, and spring pushes it back in. There's also called nubbin detents, which is a little, kind of like a rubber finger that just flops around in there. They also make magnetic detents, which is the same thing as the spring-loaded detents, only instead of being pushed back by the spring, it's being pushed back by a magnet. So basically, anti-wear detents are what is in it now with the updates. Now you'll notice the bumper. This just basically softens the blow from when the bolt travels forward all the way out, and it hits the ring to stop it, and then air pressure pushes it back. Now this, basically, all it's going to do is going to soften that. I have noticed increased efficiency and decrease in kick, because it is softer, and also doesn't wear. So basically, sitting around right there, you shoot, air pushes it out, it gets caught up right about, actually, it's right about there is where it gets caught up on the lip, bounces back, and then air pressure pulls it right back. So it's big boom, 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 as it cycles. Now with the stock one, what would happen is it'd go up, and it had too much play in it, and it bounced back, farther than what it should. So it'd bounce back kind of like that, and go back, and then air pressure will push it back. This also, that new back bumper will allow for a faster cycling rate. So that's a little nicer. But definitely decreasing kick because you don't have it bouncing around in there. It just sticks. Air pressure pulls it back. So it extends. Air pressure pulls it back. Extends. Air pressure pulls it back. Extends. Air pressure pulls it back. That's the basic concept of how the bolt works. So for those of you who don't know the SLG bolt, this is how it works. The bolt sits behind the eyes. And when the trigger's pulled, basically it sends a notification to the board. The board then drops the sear. Well, the gun's always charged from the hyper-regulator. Air goes through the hyper-regulator down here and sits in this area right here with the sear holding it in place. Then when the sear drops, the bolt shoots forward and fires. And then low pressure air coming out or coming in from that little hole there and from this hole there sucks the bolt back in. So it sucks it in. And then the regulator recharges the back. So the back gets recharged. And then it happens all over again. Shoots, sucks back in, shoots, sucks back in, shoots, sucks back in. Just basic, a simple overview of how the bolt works. It's Pro Baller 14. Thanks for watching. Questions, comment, feel free to state them. Ask anything you want. Show suggestions. If you want to see a show done, go ahead. I'll be more than happy to get that up within a day. 100 subscribers by the end of the month, and I need some paint. Please subscribe. Proto Baller 14. Thank you.